a penalty saved by Mamardashvili, and then he managed to get on the end of a cross from Matheus Nunes to put City 1 up in the 29th minute. Then in stoppage time, City made it 2-0, but not before Van Dijk put the ball in the back of the City net, but Robertson was flagged offside. A third City goal with Doku in the second half capped a wonderful display, and although Liverpool did everything and threw everything at City, they couldn't find a goal. A glorious way to celebrate one of the greatest managers ever in the history of the game, clocking up 4 figures. Pep, that's the kind of day and the kind of result that you just live for. City 3, Liverpool 0. Cal, over to you.
Welcome back to Matchday Live. Thank you, Alistair Mann, for the expert commentary. As always, it's full time here at the Etihad Stadium, and it has finished Manchester City 3, Liverpool 0. I will say that again, Manchester City 3, Liverpool 0. Shaun, summarise those 90 minutes of football for me.
Honestly, it was a thumping. You can't single out one player more than another. I know Doku got man of the match, but for me, they all put man of the match performances in there. I thought they were all unbelievable. The performance, the ability to take people on. When Doku's wing play today was something that everybody in the Premier League's been screaming about for years and years, for a while now, and he's just come on and put on a display like that, and to top it off with a goal, just put that in a little bit more on Liverpool, and the win's just deserved for them.
Yeah, thoroughly deserved. I mean, it was 3-0, but I think Alistair Mann said as well, Paul, felt like there was a real chasm between the City team and the Liverpool team as far as energy, performance and ability today.
It's just levels, different level altogether. You know, said at half time, it's the best I've seen us in a long time. To beat the champions 3-0, we're a good team, but it's the manner of the way we've done it, Cal.
Yeah.
You know, we completely dominated them with and without the ball.
Yeah.
You know, Liverpool won the league last season due to their energy and pressing teams and winning it back. They could not handle us today, all over the pitch. And Shaun's right. I mean, you could pick out 8, 9, 10 players for man of the match. I know Jeremy Doku got it rightly so for his performance, but Nico O'Reilly was out of this world. I've never seen Mo Salah be man-marked like that. No. Salah didn't know what to do at the end, up against him. Special shout-out for other full-back. Nunes, I thought, was great. Nico Gonzalez was outstanding in the middle of the park. Just all over the pitch. And Bernardo Silva, his energy levels are off the scale.
Yeah.
And the influence he has in his game. So, don't want to get too carried away, but that's as close as I've seen us back to our best in a long, long time. And you look at the bench, we're bringing Marmoush off the bench, Savinho, John Stones, Nathan Ake, squad grinders I was talking about.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's honestly a massive statement of an intent, that performance and that result today. I think if we can maintain that going forward into the rest of the games, there's not going to be a lot of teams in the Premier League that can live with them.
No, not at all. I mean, you can see here as well, there's a lap of honour going on for the players, but also because, as you can see on the billboards in the stadium, it was celebrating Pep's 1,000th game in charge of a football match. Easy for me to say, I've got there in the end. But that kind of epitomises exactly what Pep wants his teams to play like. That result, everything kind of encapsulated what Pep Guardiola is about as a manager, Shaun.
It couldn't have been put on display more perfectly for me. I think the energy levels were the signs of, in many ways, a new City team.
Agreed.
Like a younger City team, a fresher one, and that's not to say anything against the older players, but maybe the demand of what was required to put on a performance like that for like 90 minutes, it wasn't always doable, whereas this young group of players seemed to be gelling really, really well. Nico's just growing and growing into that position. You've seen Doku grow over last year and he's coming to this year like this, and all, from what I can see, the future for all these boys in this football club is looking very, very bright.
And it feels as well, what's so exciting, Paul, kind of going off that kind of thought from Shaun, is that, as you're saying, they're only just getting started. The levels that this team could potentially get to feel pretty frightening.
We've always been fantastic in the ball. The energy levels and the pressing today, I thought, was outstanding.
Yeah.
And Shaun is right. It just looks a younger, fitter, more enthusiastic team at the minute. That they're believing what they're going to do, you know. And I'll go back to it. Liverpool are no mugs. I know people will be saying that, oh yeah, they're not the same, and they've spent a lot of money and will be thereabouts at the end of the season, and I just think it was imperative. I didn't want to say it before the game that we won today, especially Arsenal dropping 2 points yesterday, going into the international break. Only 4 points behind now. It was 6, 8, 9 not so long ago. And it's only November, I know, but we're clawing that back already. And I said from the very start, if we're thereabouts come January, February time, and the squad's fit, Rodri's back fit then, and the full squad to pick from, we're going to be the ones that everybody's going to be looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the smiles and the cheers here for our players and for the team. Can we talk a bit more, Shaun, about Jeremy Doku? I mean, obviously that's a position that you know so well. I mean, as Paul said as well, I mean, he says it's his best winger display that you could probably ever wish to see today. He was unplayable.
It's an understatement. I think we spoke earlier before the game, mentioned his performance against Trent last year. I think what Andy Morrison was saying, and then he goes out there and does it again, but even better.
Yeah.
All of his decisions he made on the ball for me as an ex-winger were perfect. They were the right decisions at the right time. The gambles he took when it was 2v1 on him, he didn't do it often. So when he did go to do it, it caught them off guard, and he got away with it. So it didn't matter whether they sent 2, 3 or 1. The performance he had in him today, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
He was still going to do what Jeremy Doku wanted to do. And when you have a winger like that, that confident, and you're on the pitch, you almost feel like, can you just give me the ball every time, because nobody's ever going to stop me.
Yeah.
And that's the way he played today. It was brilliant.
And capped off with the third goal in the second half as well, which was, I mean, I knew I was right behind it for it to read the perfect angle for it. Beautiful.
The snake hips.
I've seen you do that. Not a football pitch, though.
Well, dance club,
mate.
Yeah.
And is it to the Doves? Is it answering those questions that people have maybe had of Doku? There was obviously that thing just sometimes about his end product, but it feels like now, not just in this game, but this whole season, he's found it and he's doing the right thing, as you say, at the right time.
Yeah, I just think we almost forgot when he first came in, he was still young.
Yeah.
So he was still learning the game. And to come into a team like City when you're still learning, when that final part isn't actually in your game just yet, it's hard, because when you get in that final third, as a team like this, you need those decisions to be right. You need to score a goal. So there was a lot of pressure on him. Mm-hmm. But he rose to the occasion, and he's got better and better. He's clearly worked hard. He's watched his stuff over again. He's talked to the coaches, the managers, and the players, and he's taken all the advice on board, it seems. And he's putting on displays like that. The only thing I say, he's got a problem now, because he put on a performance like that. I want to see that every week.
Expectation level.
Yeah, it's high now.
Yeah.
But I'm delighted for him. He's a wonderful person.
And also, I know you touched upon it, but I do think we just want to take a moment to appreciate and acknowledge the performance from young Nico O'Reilly. At left back, not in his usual position, as we know, against Salah, who is arguably going to go down as one of the greatest wingers in Premier League history. And he just rose to the occasion today, Paul.
It was unbelievable. Defensively, he looked as if he's played left back all his life.
Yeah.
And then we all know how good he is on the ball. We know he's been brought through the academy. But I liked how physical he was with Salah today. Even at the end, when he went down and he took cramp after having his shot, you're thinking, is Pep going to take him off? And then 2 minutes later, he's giving Salah a bit again. You know, he's touched tight to him. He's not letting him bully him. For somebody so young in such a big game as this, it's one of the most mature performances I've seen.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Let's go pitch side. FG's just behind us. He's chatting to Andy Morrison. Let's see what they made of the game.
Wow, welcome back to the Etihad Stadium. What a result, what a Sunday afternoon for Manchester City. 3-0 winners against Liverpool. The game had everything. Missed penalties, an amazing header, a goal, an amazing cross. You know, it had absolutely everything. Andy, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, that's beyond anything I could have dreamt of, FG, about being real. You know, we're optimistic, of course we are, but we know the game's and how close it's been now, and we know the champions are coming to town, and that's the end of it. But we were just so good today, and we've dominated in every area.
Now, we spoke about it in the Dortmund game, the importance of building momentum and the confidence. You see how much it meant to that group of players. Like you said, we played against Premier League champions. That's no mean feat, but we were head and shoulders above them.
And that was from the very first moment. I wasn't sure what Liverpool were trying to do, what the tactic was today, but the way we started, the energy, like, you know, and the penalty coming out when it did, you know, but then scoring straight afterwards, the big man's able to let that go. Brilliant ball from Nunes, and then, you know, it caresses it into the corner, but we completely dominated them in every way. There was no press from them, there was no detail in what they were trying to do against us, and that's not having a go at them. That's how good we were today, and how good the manager set our team up.
I mean, we can talk all day about pretty much every single player on that pitch who are fantastic, but we'll start with the big man, Erling Haaland. He missed a penalty, which is a collector's item in itself, but the reaction and the goal he scored, the technique on that header is something, as was the cross from Matheus Nunes.
Yes. Well, we're asking for Nunes to put that ball in more, and I'm sure Haaland's asking for them crosses to be put, and he slowed it down to start with, and then Haaland's just come on the blind side of Konate. The ball's perfect, and then, you know, it nestles in the corner, and that was the right scoreline at that time. Such was our dominance.
Absolutely, we responded so well in that moment, and then we got a second goal, albeit from a deflection from a man who's been fantastic for weeks. He's growing into that role even more. Dare I say it, much like the Ballon d'Or winner, he's now adding goals, shall we say, to his game?
Well, it was a short corner. It was a second phase from a short corner, and every time we put it in, they dealt with them. But they just switched off a quick corner. We played it edge of the box in a shot, and if you get a shot off, anything can happen. It might be a deflection, and it was a fortunate deflection, but you don't get that if you're not willing to take a shot and be clever with a short corner.
And how impressed were you that with that the three in midfield with Phil and with Bernardo Silva as well? Because Bernardo's been criticised a few times in particular last season, but that was a captain's performance. He was everywhere. He was fantastic, wasn't he?
It was FG, but it was Cherky was coming in narrow. We were creating a box, almost a 4v2 at times, 4v3 with Nunes high, Nico Riley high, Doku coming into pockets. They didn't know what to do today. They were completely outthought, and I think the manager has to take great credit for the way he set the team up today. You've still got to get the goals, but we dominated from the first minute, and they didn't know how to stop us.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, what a way to end the game with the goal from Jeremy Doku. I mean, his performance before then had absolutely everything. Yeah. And he really did put the icing on top of
he
the
wins
cake.
the penalty. He's absolutely tortured the young lad Bradley. Like, you know, he's going to have a sleepless night tonight. And but the finish was, you know, that's what we're crying out for, because it was a complete performance. But when you can add that little bit, what we've seen from Riyad Mahrez over the years, to come inside from De Bruyne and to find that fine pocket, because they don't know how to stop him. If you want to show him inside, he'll just destroy you with his pace. If you want to show him, on the outside, if you want to then show him on the inside, and then he's got that in the locker, then you're in all sorts of trouble trying to stop him. And he was quite brilliant today, by the way.
Yeah, he was brilliant. And Conor Bradley, by the way, midweek was fantastic against Vinicius Junior, who finished second in the Ballon d'Or last time out. But yeah, I mean, we end 3-0. It's international break, and we're in a fantastic position. What we're going to do is we're going to end with what Jeremy Doku said to us. He's not happy with his 80 rating on EAFC. That was the first thing he said to me. 80 rated, and he's doing that. But Andy, it's been a pleasure. Brilliant. Fantastic 3 points. We go within 4 of Arsenal heading into the international break, 2 clear of Chelsea, and we'll see you very soon.
Thanks, FG, and thank you, Andy Morrison, as always. Right, so there it is, Manchester City fans. With those 3 points today, that 3-0 win over Liverpool moves us into second, as FG said there, 4 points behind Arsenal, who are at the top, 2 points clear of Chelsea in third. Amazing, again, I always keep saying it, but Sunderland there in fourth as well, only a point behind Chelsea. Paul, you touched upon it before. It was imperative getting that result when Arsenal dropped points, but also, do you think because of the timing before the international break as well, and we were saying it maybe not suiting City, but it's important to get that win?
It is, and it's the manner of the win as well. When you look at, I mean, Arsenal dropping points yesterday, they say they won't, but they would have watched that today and thought, wow, they're back. Shaun has touched it right at the final whistle, saying that is a statement that's been sent out, and over the next few weeks. And I'll take it back to the beginning of the season when we lost the 2 games in a row. Everybody, all these brilliant pundits had written us off. Lost at Villa last week, everybody's like, oh my God, we've got Bournemouth, and then I've got Dortmund, then I've got Liverpool. They can't possibly challenge, and I'm looking forward to hearing what it's saying tonight.
Yeah, so am I.
Okay, I'll tell you, right, I take a note of who says it and who does it. When they say it. And at the end of the season, I'm going after them.
Love that, Paul. You'll have to let me know as well, because I'll join you, always. But Shaun, you said maybe a little bit frustrating that it feels like we're cooking up a bit of momentum. Maybe the international break's not come at the best time just for the squad as far as the way in which we're playing.
Yeah, I actually do. I think it's come at a really not bad time, but the direction that the team's going in and the way they're playing, and it would be nice if we just had a couple more Premier League games to get that fully going. And it's funny, the last few weeks or even month, all I've seen is that if Haaland don't score, City have no other goals.
Yeah.
And it was nice for the other players to get on a score sheet to kind of snuff that out a little bit and give them their confidence. And now the goals, when you have goals coming from everywhere in a team, it's the perfect mix, and it can only do and bring positive things.
And also, I've not even mentioned the defensive display. It was a save from Donnarumma. I mean, Szoboszlai caught a lovely shot. It felt like Arsenal didn't test as much, but the defenders at the back were so great today. They got a clean sheet as well, deservedly.
Special shout out to Ruben Diaz for his tackle when Donnarumma's come all the way out. And Salah that's gone through.
Salah.
That's an unbelievable tackle, and it gets them back in the game.
Yeah.
But I thought, as a whole, as a unit, as a team, without the ball, I think the clean sheet's massive as well for confidence. So, Ruben, Josko, obviously two centre-halves, two midfielders that are playing full back. It looked as if they've played there all their life. Then Nico, Gonzalez in front of them, so important.
Yeah.
But we're talking about every single player. I think we've named every single player. It's not very often after a match you talk about the goalkeeper all the way through the team, but that's how impressive a performance was today.
It really, really was. A quick look then, when we are back after the international break, it's not an easy place to go to, St James's Park, but that is the game that we'll be bringing you on November the 22nd. Huge game to, I guess, try and get that momentum back going again, Shaun.
You will have to, and I think the game might set up nicely for us, to be honest, especially after the way Newcastle played today. They're going to want to impose themselves into that game, which might leave a lot of gaps for us to execute what we need to execute. But I think the way City played now, like as I said before, if they can play like that, I don't see many teams being able to stop them from doing exactly what they want to do in a game.
And they're struggling at the minute.
Yeah. Lost 3-1 today as well.
The last thing Eddie Howe wants is to have all these players going away for 2 weeks. He wants to get them in and work with them. And watching that performance today, might have a sleepless 2 weeks leading up to that game.
Will be indeed. Well, we'll be bringing you that game, of course. Nat is going to be joined by Steve Howie and former Newcastle and England midfielder Rob Lee. So that'll be a cracking show for you. That's on November the 22nd. And I'm back with you next weekend because it is Derby Day in the WSL. It's Manchester City Women's versus Manchester United Women's. Tickets still available. We want to fill out that. We want to fill out the stadium here. So if you're around, you can come down. It is sure to be a brilliant fixture. Gents, thank you so much. Pleasure as always.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Manchester City have won 3-0 against Liverpool, and it feels like the perfect present to give to Pep after he's celebrating his 1,000th game in charge. We got there in the end. Good night, everyone, and thanks for watching.
I was born in a little town in Catalonia. I grew up there. I was really inspired in the way they play and the principles.
The greatest innovative managers in history. There's a bravery to them. There's a willingness to go against the grain.
He has changed football forever.
To just believe in their own ideology.
Pep introduced things in the third division that never been seen before.
If you forget the title that he won with the Barca B team, he kills you because he doesn't forget that.
Barcelona will have a new coach at the end of the season.
Barcelona reserves straight into the hot seat.
For a period of time, Barcelona's the best team playing the best football on the planet.
We're so happy to win, but we're so happy to show to the world our way to play.
It was like they evolved the game.
Men's coach of the year is Pep Guardiola.
When Guardiola went to Bayern Munich, the German newspaper Bild described it as the biggest coaching coup of all time.
The players, we had so much belief in what he did.
Bayern München have won the title.
Manchester City have announced that one of the world's most sought-after managers, Pep Guardiola, has signed from German champions Bayern Munich.
Obviously, Man City have a real coup in getting him, but Pep won't find it as easy. English football is not easy.
Can he play that way with those players and win this league?
Guardiola's got to get a grip. This is the English Premier League.
In order to get results, do you need to change what you do?
Impossible. It's impossible.
We believe so much the way we want to play.
If you believe in that, you have to keep going.
Of course we can improve. If I would feel we cannot improve the team, I leave.
I mean, in the time he's been here, Guardiola, 4 Premier League titles, 4 EFL Cups, the FA Cup, a domestic treble in the 2018-19 season. He's done what he said he would do,
The kings of English football.
but hasn't managed to lift the big one.
You see, he will change it. Don't worry. Hopefully, relax.
Bernardo Silva, tight angle, pulls it back, coming onto it now to shoot. Champions League! Pinch me!
Pep Guardiola is a genius.
He's a genius, isn't he? He invents different positions for footballers in a game that's been played for over 100 years.
He's inspirational.
Now is the moment you have to prove how incredible you are as a team.
He commands attention and he commands loyalty.
I want my Warriors. You are going to support me unconditionally, guys.
We have got a special manager in this league.
It's taken football to another place.
Transformed football in many ways.
He just keeps winning on and on. Are we talking about the greatest of all time?
When people look back of what Manchester City is, it will be with this guy in mind.
I think he's the greatest ever.